This will be a touchback. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about it. Themselves defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now it's Richardson. Got his man. It's Warren. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Now you can exhale. The season is officially underway. Plenty of work done during the offseason, camp, and the preseason that led to that first throw of the year.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Flush to his right. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
The Colts send out their punter. Back deep, Rashid Shaheed. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And some room to run, taking it right down Broadway. And touchdown. Bucky Irving, 71 yards. And the Monarchs are on the board here first in the season opener. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by big Jordan Davis. 2nd and 10. And they'll go to the air now with Richardson. Flushed out right. And check down, complete to Hall. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The Colts send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Now back to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Back to Taylor on 1st down.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Now Will Anderson gets to him for the tackle.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Play action. Now Richardson. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
The Colts send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 3rd down, Branch, and he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the 1st at the 29. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front, they moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Here's Tommy Townsend now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts 1st down. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Here's Richardson to throw.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Warren. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right.
Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted.
And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for them on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that the ball is free. Taylor lost it. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it.
And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Richardson.
He finds his man, complete. It's Mills. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 39 yards there, a big one.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Now Richardson going to shift things up. Hall again on 2nd down.
And he'll go down at the 28. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now, because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there's another 1st down run right there.
Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes us forward for about 6. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
On the handoff, Taylor.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
They run once more with Taylor.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
Now they'll audible to something else.
Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And his kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And we'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They got 29 yards that time. A nice completion there for the first down. And Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
On second down, Irving. Room here to run. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Bucky Irving, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Monarchs go up by 2 touchdowns. Tucker now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Touchdown apparently not enough. They want more, an onside kick. Oh, did the kicking team get it? Yes. The onside kick works like a charm. Well, there you go. Just your everyday leading big, and you onside kick it with a lead. And they got it. I mean, it worked, but interesting call.
I think because they have such a margin, they feel a little bit bolder about what they're doing. And it's not only just to try and increase their lead, but that's their way of saying we're in full control of this game, and we can kind of do what we want.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Here's 2nd and 10. Off
off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Okay, so roughing the passer, and I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see week one as your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week, but boy, are you on target. This is a unit that's depending on him to take him through 17 games, so you definitely can't let him get hurt right now.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Back to throw here. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 10 yards out.
And the Monarchs are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
On the counter, it's Taylor.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Again, it's Taylor.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Indy. 45 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Running left, Taylor.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
2nd down, another run with Taylor.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Richardson looking to throw this.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Oh, that was never on target. It's no good. Wide to the right, and this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
This is always a tricky angle for a right-footed kicker because he's trying to draw it to the center of the uprights, but instead he pushes it to the right, and it's no good.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Straight ahead, it's Irvin.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Colts pick it up. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Well, number one on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor, 55 yards. And the Colts are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that cuts the lead to 24-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Travis Jones makes a tackle.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. He'll drop to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
On 2nd down, it's Richardson to throw it. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 1st and 10, Taylor now.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
2nd down, another run with Taylor.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson.
Throw left side complete. That's Taylor.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Fourth down, desperation time. Here's Richardson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down.
So the drive will continue. After the conversion on fourth, they'll work from the 20 on first down. Back to the ground with Hall.
Pushing through the contact. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
48 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
They'll run here with Taylor.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor.
Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Colts have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away.
From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's first and 10.
Handoff running left, Irving.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers. Fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, the Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Kwity Paye getting in there and burying him behind the line.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game. Or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
On second down, a run with Hall.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's third down now. Richardson looking to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
This is first and 10. Hall again.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Here comes second down. Now Richardson. Oh, and that nearly ended it. should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with third down coming up. Here's Richardson. That is caught, and he's brought down.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Here's 1st and 10. Richardson. He's got his man. It's Pierce. Clock reading 34 seconds. Here comes 2nd down now.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And he gets it down to the 32.
2 timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10. Richardson to throw it. Finding Pierce on the crossing route.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet. And they're able to move it down into the red zone.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Richardson looking to throw it.
Sliding out of the pocket. Complete. This is Mitchell. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
One last shot for Richardson.
And it's caught. And he's in for the touchdown with a clock reading 000. And the extra point, if they hit it, will send this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Well, win it right now, have the momentum. Go ahead and get it done.
Extra point right down the middle. And that will tie us at 24. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Once again, it's Irving.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
135 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
And that sack, Charles, just looked like a case where a speedy defensive end is a little bit quicker than the offensive tackle.
Yeah, it makes it difficult for a tackle to determine what exactly to do. Do you do the kick slide and try and get back in the pocket and meet him there? Do you meet him on the line of scrimmage where they call a quick set? In any event, right now, he's having his troubles.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Now a handoff to Bigsby.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. Tucker's kick is good, and with it, they have taken the lead. Now, remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense.
And the ball is free. Taylor lost it. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Well, a couple more minutes, and maybe the outcome of this one, Charles, would have been different. But ultimately, time runs out on the comeback, so it falls short. And they hold on to win this by just 1 possession.
Not the 4th quarter they wanted, but they did earn the win, and they'll be happy about that, and they should be. Now they're going to go back to practice, see what they can do to prevent a future lead from slipping away like this one was.
So for London, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.